Hey Wargamers, today I want to talk about one of the most important units in the Tau Empire army, the lowly tactical drone. I know you weren't expecting that, but that's what we're talking about today. Before we do though, I want to say thanks for watching. If you like this video, go ahead, hit subscribe. That way you don't miss any of my upcoming Tau related content. Okay, so tactical drones are a fast attack choice. You can bring drones as attachments to other units, but today we're talking about the standalone option, the one that is just fielded as drones. And that's going to be a unit of either 4 to 12 drones, and they can be comprised of either gun drones, shield drones, or marker drones. And each of those different types of drones have different rules and a different loadout, but they all have the same stat line. So that stat line is movement 8, pretty darn fast, weapon skill 5 up, ballistic skill 5 up, so they're not shooting super well, but it's okay. Strength 3, toughness 4, 1 wound, 1 attack, leadership 6, and a 4 up save. So that leadership 6 is really what is going to constrain your ability to bring drones. Don't bring a unit of 12 drones, because as soon as you start losing them, you're going to lose a lot more. Instead, a unit of 4 to 6 or maybe 8, depending on the rest of your army, is going to be preferable. There are two other things that unify all tactical drones. The first is savior protocols. They can perform savior protocols, which allows them to intercept wounds for nearby infantry or battlesuit units. And so regardless of how you're using these different units, they can all basically save your butt if you get into trouble, which is a good thing. That's, the number one use for drones is for taking wounds off of your more valuable units, like your broadsides, your riptides, your commanders, anything like that. That's what you're going to be using savior protocols for, is protecting those high value units. The other thing that unifies all drones is that they have the Manta Strike ability. This is something new with the Codex, but the Manta Strike, which allows them to either deep strike into your deployment zone turn 1 or deep strike outside of your deployment zone so long as you're 9 inches away from the enemy turn 2 or later. And so this has a really important impact on how you use drones. It means that you're not able to use savior protocols via deep strike very effectively turn 1. And so things that you would be normally wanting to protect with savior protocols have to be a little bit more conservative or bring their drones with them, not deep strike them right off the bat. You have to wait till turn 2 in order to do that effective deep strike with your drones. So keep that in mind. Now, the 3 different types of drones, like I said, have different rules. Gun drones are equipped with 2 pulse carbines and have a rule that makes them fire only at the nearest target. Shield drones don't have any weapons, but they do have a shield generator, which gives them a 5 up, feel no pain style rule. And then marker drones have a marker light, but don't face a penalty for moving and shooting that heavy weapon. So those are kind of the niches of each of those different units. Now, each of these different types of drones does have its own niche, and that's going to influence how you use them. So gun drones, because they have a fair number of shots and they also have pulse carbines, they are going to synergize fairly well with your infantry blob. So if you have a fire blade, if you have a bunch of fire warriors, they're going to do pretty well in that scenario. So infantry support is one of their better roles, as well as objectives capturing. Specifically, if they're in a V or a loss sept detachment, they're going to be able to move, advance, and shoot as normal because they have assault weapons. So gun drones can be really good at capturing objectives in a V or a loss sept detachment. Otherwise, they're going to be good overwatch support in a Tau sept detachment. Shield drones are going to be used primarily for battlesuit support, so you're going to be bringing them with your Riptide, with your Commander, with your Uvara, whatever, and they are going to be there to soak wounds for those units. So savior protocols is really their number one thing, and their 5 up feel no pain makes them pretty darn good at it. So they're not going to benefit particularly well from any sept tenet because they are most likely going to deep strike in next to your valuable unit in turn 2 or 3 and be able to soak wounds for them that way. But they do benefit from Sakia detachments because of the leadership buff, but overall they're pretty much good anywhere. So regardless of what detachment or what sept you're taking, get some shield drones in there. You really want to take shield drones if you're bringing anything that's points intensive. Now, of course, you can only bring 3 units, and so that's where the balance of taking shield drones in smaller units or taking them as attachments to other types of units is going to help you get enough shield drones on the table, but nonetheless, shield drones are probably one of the MVP units of the Codex. Now, the last type of drone is a marker drone. Marker drones are less impressive than their other two brothers, but still they have a role. They're going to be great for marker light support. They're going to be good for deep striking in with things like crisis suits, if you're worried about those crisis suits having marker lights on whatever they're attacking. So one problem that you can run into if you're particularly aggressive with your deep strikes is that you could be targeting a unit that does not have line of sight to any other marker light source. And so if that's the case, you're going to want to have a marker light drone with you to hopefully light up that target and at least give you one marker light and allow you to re-roll your ones. So having that benefit when you're deep striking in is not a bad idea. Throwing a marker drone or two into a deep striking unit can't hurt. But again, they're not going to be as good at saber protocols as shield drones because shield drones have that feel no pain rule. They're going to benefit from Sakia Tenet because of the reroll ability, but also because of leadership. So marker drones and Sakia, not bad. So overall, tactical drones are an essential component of an army list. I think at 2,000 points, almost every army should have 3 units of tactical drones, probably shield drones, but depending on the situation, you can mix it up a little bit. In general, I would stick with one type of drone per unit. That way you don't have multiple roles within the same unit, right? Like we wouldn't want a couple shield drones and a couple gun drones and a 4-man unit because they're not really going to do either of their jobs particularly well. I'd rather have 2 separate units, one gun drone unit and one shield drone unit, than one that's all kind of mushed together and weird. So keep them separate. All right, so let me know what you think about tactical drones in the comments below. What do you bring? How many? What sorts of arrangements? I'd like to know. Thanks for watching, and of course, happy wargaming. Hey everyone, this video was made possible by my supporters over on Patreon. If you also enjoyed this video, consider joining our community over there. Special thanks to Max Harrison, NoExcusesPanda, Nick Steele, TauOswell, Paul Lueders, Jared Egeler, Brian Mann, Jake Johnson, Eric Jackson, Youhei Penguin, Peter Benjamin Parker, RP, Christian Gustavsen, Andy M. Young, Julian Peck, Giovanni DiMaggio, and Cristofer Sarale.